So today what I wanted to do was a quick comparison between the Victory V40 Duchess and the Mesa Boogie Fillmore 25. I've had the Duchess for about 4 or 5 months now. The Boogie I've had about 2 weeks. At least here in the US, they have a similar price. The Victory, I believe, is $14.50 and the Boogie's $14.99 new. The Victory obviously is a smaller amp, but it's more powerful, 42 watts. The Boogie is a larger amp, but it runs at 25 watts, at least on a clean mode. I think the gain modes drop that to 18. Obviously the Victory is a single channel amp. The Boogie has 2 separate channels, and it's unique in that it's not like a clean channel and a crunch channel. It's almost like having 2 amps within the same casing. Each has its own gain, its own master, its own presence, its own reverb controls that are on the back of the unit. The Boogie has a 2-driven reverb, where the Duchess has a digital reverb, I believe. They both have good clean tones. They both have a good pedal platform. Obviously, the Boogie has a lot more gain on tap from the amp itself, where the Victory is meant to be more of a clean platform. So today what I thought I'd do is we'll focus on the clean mode of the Boogie only against the Victory. I'm running both amps through 2 notes Captor X. I'm using a Victory Duchess 4x12 cabinet, and I'm playing a Fender Strat. So why don't we start with the clean tones? So the main thing I would say is they both have really good clean tones. The Boogie's clean tone has a lot more treble available to you, probably because of the presence control, maybe because of the 6v6 power output tubes, whereas the Victory is using L34s. But generally, the Boogie kind of does that Fender blackface thing a little better than the Victory does. You can kind of even see that from the way I have it set now. So right now I've got the 2 amps set up to be a generally similar clean tone, at least to my ear. And if you look at the controls, so I'm on the left channel here of the Boogie. The treble is only about at 11 o'clock, and I got the bass about 11 o'clock as well. Whereas on the Victory, the treble is on about 2 o'clock and the bass is down at about 9 o'clock. So, you know, to get the same kind of tone, you really kind of have to crank the treble on the Victory and pull the bass back. Whereas on the Boogie, you don't have to do that as much, I think, because of that separate presence control, and generally the amp just has a little more treble available to it. So it's a little more sparkly. I think it gets a little closer to that kind of Fender blackface kind of tone. So let's hear them. So here is the Boogie's clean tone. All right, and here is the Victory's clean tone. And let's do some low gain stuff. So what I've done is I've switched over to the 2nd channel on the Boogie. I'm still in clean mode. I've got the gain at about 3 o'clock. One thing about the Boogie is you turn up the gain, you do need to kind of back off the bass. You can see the bass is now down to about 9 o'clock. Let's hear it. So for the Victory, try to match some of that gain from the Boogie, even on the Boogie's clean mode. I've cranked the gain. I put it into voice 2. As you can see, I backed the treble down a little bit. I had to back the master down a little bit because it was getting really loud. And even so, it's not quite as much gain as we were hearing from the Boogie. with the Duchess, if you really want to get more gain out of it, you also need to start cranking the output stage. So right now I got the master on about, it's on about 3 or so. I think you need to get it up more in the 5 to 6 range to get it to drive the output tubes a little bit more. So I personally wouldn't get this amp expecting to, you know, get a lot of gain out of it. It really is built to be a pedal platform. Okay, so let's try a overdrive pedal into both amps to kind of test them as a pedal platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, I've got a rev tilt that I'm going to run into both amps. So as a reminder, here's the clean channel of the Boogie. And here it is with the tilt. One thing I would say is, with the Boogie, I think driving a little harder gives you a little more of a smoother tone on the pedal. So let's try the same pedal with the Victory. I put the Victory back into voice 1, which I think works better with pedals. Again, here's that clean tone. And let's use the tilt. Again, really nice pedal platform. Really kind of smooths it out, has a nice feel to it. But I think the Boogie does okay. I think the Victory is maybe a little better in this, but the Boogie does okay. So some closing thoughts. Overall, if you're looking for this kind of vintage toned kind of amp, I don't think either one of these amps would be wrong. They're both really good. I think the Victory is maybe a little better of a pedal platform, but the Boogie has a lot more versatility into what it can do. We didn't even get into its drive and high gain channels, but even just its clean channel, it works really well. It sounds really good. I do like the reverb a little better on the Boogie than on the Victory, but it's close. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Personally, I think I'm going to stick with the Boogie because of with the 2 channels and the more versatility and more drive capabilities. I think it just gives a lot more options on what you can do. The Victory is kind of, it does its one thing and it does it really well. But I think the Boogie just does more. So if you're considering these amps, I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.